Tamron, NBC News confirms that Attorney General Eric Holder is considering appointing a special prosecutor to probe whether some CIA interrogators illegally tortured detainees in the aftermath of 9/11. Holder is weighing the decision, even though it's the kind of distraction President Obama had been hoping to avoid. This all comes as we're learning that former Vice President Dick Cheney was involved in concealing a secret CIA program to kill al-Qaeda leaders at close range. So, should the Attorney General launch an investigation into whether crimes were committed under the Bush administration? Here to make their case, Marcy Wheeler, blogger for FireDogLake.com, and Matt Lewis, blogger with PoliticsDaily.com and also TownHall.com. Marcy, you start. What do you think is the strongest case for a special prosecutor?
Well, I mean, this is about the third or fourth thing that happened under Cheney, which is not abiding by congressional oversight, which is engaging in illegal programs. We don't know what it is. We really ought to find out what it is. It probably involves other games like pushing things through DOD rather than CIA so as to avoid oversight. We have got to understand exactly what was done in our name over the last 8 years so that we can start making it right.
Matt Lewis, the point of a special prosecutor is not necessarily to prosecute, it's simply to have a nonpartisan investigation so that essentially the facts are looked at under the grand jury secrecy rules. It takes it out of a political environment. Isn't that the perfect scenario for trying to figure out exactly what happened?
Yeah, but I think the sort of problem with that is that the unprecedented nature of looking back at a past administration. And there I think there is a danger of politicizing it and setting a precedent that every administration that makes decisions based on life and death will have somebody investigate them. It's also ironic because this deals with separation of powers and the danger that the executive branch is becoming too powerful, and yet here we would have Eric Holder, who's part of the executive branch, essentially going in uncharted territory. So I think that's dangerous. We also have to worry about the message.
Well, here's the thing, Matt, it's not really uncharted territory when you think that. I mean, there have been special prosecutors appointed before. There was a special prosecutor that looked into the CIA leak case that dealt with matters in terms of the White House, the executive office of the president and vice president.
Well, they did during the tenure of the president. But this would be actually investigating policies and activities that happened in a previous administration. But it would do other things aside from setting
that. You could go on and on. Iran-Contra happened, was looking back at the Reagan administration. That wasn't wrapped up by Lawrence Walsh until towards, the end of the Bush administration, Bush 41.
Well, aside from that, we also have to look at some other things that very well might happen. And Leon Panetta, by the way, let me bring this up. Is anybody else concerned that Leon Panetta just found out about this on June 23rd? I mean, the fact is, he's the director of the CIA. He didn't even know what the CIA knew for 6 months into his administration. So there's a lot of questions to be asked here.
That's a good reason not to have an investigation?
No, I just think that that's something that no one's brought up, and it's quite concerning to me that the director of the CIA doesn't even know what his own, that he was just briefed about this 6 months after he became the director.
Marcy, you get the last word in terms of whether or not there should be a special prosecutor.
And your idea is that after investigating Bill Clinton for a blowjob for like 5 years, we shouldn't investigate the huge, grossly illegal things that were done under the past administration only because they were too, Alberto Gonzales was too much in the back pocket of Dick Cheney to do it when he was still in office. That's ridiculous.
You're trying to turn Holder into Alberto Gonzales by politicizing the Attorney General's office. And frankly, this is going to harm the United States of America abroad.
This is going to do nothing.
We are going to wrap it right there. Matt Lewis and Marcy Wheeler, thank you both so much.